T. Howard the speaker. Chill. God on the move, about to make things happen, and worrying about people capping, cause God see everything happening. God on the move, he say you can't let up, cause he keep giving the strength for you not to give up. God on the move, about to make things happen, and worrying about people capping, cause God see everything happening. God on the move, he say you can't let up. Whoa, what's up with y'all? I'm back with another video of Life Experience Convos with T podcast. And if you like the last video, stay tuned for this video, because today we're going to be talking about adversity. Life experience, you know, how to get through your day-to-day by still struggling with adversity. So y'all stay tuned to this video and make sure you leave a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new to this channel. So runners up, bro. Yeah, I'm almost to 15K subscribers. So keep liking and keep sharing and keep rocking with your boy. So we about to dive into, first, people have been asking me questions. So I jotted down the questions on my iPad, when people want to see how I experienced and how I got to this point. So I'm going to read the first question. The first question somebody asked me was, can you share a personal story of how you dealt with a particular challenge, situation, and what you learned from those experiences? So, with that being said, the first thing, the hardest thing was, not seeing the kids and being able to function, to go to work. Yeah, it was a challenge, but I still make my way, turn off those feelings and trust in the God, because he will restore anything. And by that being said, I would always tell myself, better days always coming. And a lot of people look at that like, man, you got to be strong. Well, you got to go through something to get that strength that you need to keep proceeding. And that's what God gives me. He gives me the strength to keep going. And don't look about, the time that you're losing. You will always get that time back if you keep trusting in my plan. So the next question is, what are some practical tips or strategies you recommend for managing stress or overcoming adversity in your daily life? So some tips, like I said in the last video, you have to be visual. So start writing down things that you thinking about and learn how to control those things. That would help me a lot, by praying, but also being patient with myself day to day, when I have those thoughts that try to creep up on me. Because, in a day, you have a million thoughts going through your mind in a day. But you got to realize some of them things is like an illusion. You can't believe everything. So from a mutual standpoint, I would just sit there and, not contemplate or anything like that or contradict myself. But I would just think about it like, man, at the end of the day, you want to make sure you accomplish something. So I try to, always think positive on that note. And a lot of people, they'll look at me and be like, look at me and say, man, how does he do it? No, it's not me. It's putting my faith and my trust in, my God. So the next question is number 3. How do you maintain a positive outlook when you face with adversity? And what advice do you have for others that's trying to do the same? So my advice to you is pinpoint the struggle that you have. We all have weakness. Like I said in the last episode 3, we all have that weakness, but you got to build them to strength. So you have the potential to turn things around. All you got to do is start speaking highly of yourself. It's a daily practice. So just think about reflecting on the person that you want to be and put that, exercise that, and you do it day by day, like sometimes you got to talk to yourself. You got to look in the mirror and say, I'm worth much more. A lot of things going to come into my life, but you got to put the work in. And that's what I do every morning. I look at myself, daily affirmations, tell myself how I want my day to go, and I work towards that. So that's why a lot of people look at me and can tell I have a positive vibe, and I'm surrounded by a lot of positive people, because I don't want to input myself into negative situation, because that can put me 10 steps back. So I always look forward. So manifest positivity in your life. So question number 3 is, what resources or support system you have been most beneficial for you when you're dealing with adversity, and how can you help others access similar support? Well, I had a big support system by, like I said in the other video too, as well, by, finding a church home and having mentors to guide you, give you the proper knowledge, and just give you as much wisdom as you can take. How can you find that? Like, we all have a phone, Google, they have support hotline systems. I'm gonna put one up in this video. Don't be scared to talk about what you go through in your life. Everybody going through it, so don't let nobody tell you different or make you feel different. I joined a men's group, and I just, know it's okay to be vulnerable, but watch who you be vulnerable with, because some people just listen to go back and repeat what you got going on. So you got to always find some good, healthy people that's a good role model. So that's why I say I have a few guys at my church, I can call. I have one solid friend, more like a brother. So, he been rocking with me ever since I've been going through these tough times, by losing my brother, not seeing my kids. So it's a day-to-day thing, by dealing with adversity. But you got to be strong and just open up, because if you don't, it always starts a war inside you. So the last question that people ask me is number 5. How do you cultivate a resilience and strength during tough times, and what practice have you helped? What practice that you helped them to help you stay grounded and focused? Number 1 priority, building a relationship with God. As long as I know He's right there with me, never leaving my side, I feel like I could conquer anything. And by Him just giving me the strength that I need, it helps me become more stronger day by day. As long as I stay in His Word, as long as I stay focused on the task that I have in front of me. Like if I'm at work, especially like I got my work uniform on right now, I get straight to it, like this is what I want to do. Clock out one job, I go to the next one. So I try to stay focused instead of dwelling on the past, because I can't go back and change anything that I've done, just moving forward. So that's how I always cultivate day by day access. So I appreciate y'all for all the questions, and I can, answer it better, but we're gonna dive more into how can you overcome adversity. Not much so as overcoming it, but just going through the motions and emotions, and just having that support system that you need. So a lot of us deal with adversity of losing loved ones, and like dealing with trauma, childhood traumas and stuff. So the first thing is, when you're dealing with adversity, you got to pinpoint what can you change about it, or notify the feelings that you're having, because a lot of us don't know how to notify it, because we so wound up, we become numb to a lot of things. Like when my brother passed, I became numb to a lot of things. Like I couldn't feel anything at that moment. But by opening up, studying God's Word, you can't really lean to your own understanding, because if you do, that's what gets you tricked. And we always get tricked, because after that, we look for a lot of coping mechanisms. We start drinking. Some people start smoking. They find old habits. They go entertain. But no, like I was saying, not to get off task, how can you learn from it? By going through it daily. Like I said, you got to go through it to get through it. Remember that. Anything that you're trying to accomplish or problems, you got to go through it to get through it, because there's always a lesson and a blessing at the end of that. So those of you right now that's going through adversity, don't feel shame, don't feel bad, because we all go through things in life, trials and tribulations, whatever such. But the hardest thing is, like I say, losing a loved one. So make sure you tell your people and give them their flowers while they're here, so you wouldn't feel so much bad about it. But you still gonna grieve, because hey, it's not easy losing a loved one. So the next one is, by losing a job, you feel like you don't know where your next meal gonna come from. That's a hard challenge. I never really experienced that on the back end, but like I slept in my car a few times. I have to do it, but when you're going through so much divorce, not seeing the kids, or just so much that's happened in your life, you don't know where to turn to. So I get it. A lot of people don't know where to turn to, and sometimes you can help so many people, and then you turn around when it's your turn, they not the same people not there. So that's why a lot of people are homeless or don't have nowhere to go or have a roof over their head. But a lot of us be having the helping hand, but we choose who we want to help, and it shouldn't be like that. But at the end of the day, that's how some people are wind up, because they pay attention to everything in the world. So by talking with God, He leads you down the right path to help others. And that's one of the lessons I learned. By, it can't be selfish, because a lot of things that you have, you can't take it with you. So by people having those challenges, they be feeling like they have so much power. But without that, God will make you go through something right now and strip you away from everything that you feel like you love or own or accomplish, because you're not paying attention to Him, or you're not obeying Him. So that's one of the things people can experience, or facing losing a significant other. That's one of the hardest challenges I see a lot of people face. And the emotions, I can't even intentionally figure out how that impact people's lives, because that's something that they have to go through. A lot of people's mindset is different. So that's why I make these videos, because I could touch on bases, because I've been through those certain situations, and I can open up, because now I'm at a different headspace of talking to people and opening up, because a lot of people don't want to open up, and that keep you stagnant for a long time. So be careful who you open up to, but sometimes you need to open up so you can learn a valuable lesson and you can pass that on. That's how to make the world go around. Trials and testimonies. Somebody might see this video that need that's in a hard place, hard time, stressful. They need encouragement. They need uplifting. So that's why I started this podcast, Convo with T, but it's also talking about life experiences. And I'd say it's going to keep growing. So another strategy that you can overcome, I keep saying overcome, but to deal with adversity in your life. So another tip is finding your strength within yourself. So how would you find that? You got to spend time with yourself. If you like to take a little slow ride, or walks in the park, walk in the woods, play golf, swimming, go and play bowling, shoot pool, whatever you got to do to take your mind off it, because your mind needs to be relaxed at some time. A lot of stuff that go on in the brain, you're going to crash. So make sure you spend some time with yourself and find your strengths, because you don't want to sit there and dwell or overthink, because a lot of us always sit there and overthink on everything that we do. So another tip I can tell you is coming from, a home, a lot of us they'll look at you as crazy if you seek help. But mental health is a big part. You need your mental, because without your mind, you're weak. And what they say, when you're weak, you're beat. So don't never look at it as a bad thing when you want to seek support like mental health, because depression is real, people. And I was once in that headspace, losing weight, dwelling on things that I couldn't change, and try to fix a lot of things on my own. But I knew at the time, what you're going through, you don't understand none of that stuff. So that's what made me open up to start this podcast also, to help somebody that might be out there depressed, stuck in a rut, and feel like they're unworthy. So another one is, have that positive mindset. How you start that? Okay. Proper guidance for, starting a positive mindset. Start small, write some certain things down you want to do, and just work towards that. And once you accomplish that, set the bar a little higher and put some goals down that you trying to accomplish. Maybe it's, you want to wash your car, but you never did it because you always go through the automatic. So if you wash your car, you're going to feel good about that. So you're going to it's always like a chain of reaction. If you do something, you want to do more. So like if you start seeing results in your business, say you got like a clothing line, like me. Once I started seeing results, it made me want to keep going and gravitate and learn more. So you always got to face your emotions. That's the hardest thing. Everybody see it on social media, or people tell you all the time, you got to be stronger than your emotions. Once you learn how to be stronger than your emotions, you're a strong individual. So I didn't how you supposed to identify your emotions, like I say, by writing them down and say, what this, how does make me feel? Um how can I control this? How can I change the narrative? How can I change the process of me thinking like this? And the one tool I know is praying, open up the Bible and studying to get that clarity. There's a lot of ways, various ways that you can pinpoint on how to get through day by day. But one of them is not making excuses. You can't make excuses, because once you start making excuses, that's when that doubt, fear, all that start to creep in. And like I said, adversity could be real hard, but you got to learn how to push yourself. Don't push yourself too much, but just be patient. Take some time with yourself. Understand who you are and who you're becoming to be. Like, you have to learn personal growth, and all that plays a part. Just like I'm adding it up, the last one was self-discipline. With self-discipline, gonna take you a long way. And dealing with adversity is gonna come. You're gonna learn how to cultivate, like I said previous. You're gonna learn how to build that positive mindset, and you ain't gonna dwell like you've been dwelling. But it all goes in order, because life is a journey. And that's why this podcast is gonna keep resonating with people, because it's real life experience. There's no fake stuff and no, shenanigans or telling people are no cap out here. Oh yeah, man, I did this. I've been through it. Still going through it, but I'm brave enough to talk about it, open up about it, and tell my testimony to help somebody out there. So if you know somebody out there, refer them to this channel. If they have some questions, you can follow me on anything at T Howard the Speaker. That's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, TikTok, and I will try to get, reach back, respond, whatever I got to do, because that's something that I learned. People need to hear that, because we always see negativity, or somebody clowning somebody. We all need to laugh. Yeah, everybody want to have hilarious moments, but sometimes we don't want to open up and talk about the real. There's a lot of things that you don't see every day, because people don't open up. They hide it good. But me, I'm trying to change the world. Not in a day, slowly. Time by time goes past, I will, because I feel like this is my lane to open up and make this a safe place. So when you enter on this YouTube channel, you get prayers, you get motivation, you get inspiration, you get encouragement, because those things is involved in my life. Because at the first, I was so negative, lying, trying to, get ahead, and that ain't gonna get you nowhere. And you think about it, we all say this. If I know what I know now, back then, no, you can't really say that, because, hey, it would never have a lesson to be learned, or you'll never need the proper tools to get ahead, because you already know everything. And that's no way to live. You got to have them bumps, and life be throwing punches. Boy, life be really lifing out here. But you got to stay strong. You got to roll with the punches. And as a man, we always don't get the credit that we should get. But that's when you start speaking highly of yourself, telling yourself, okay, yeah, I did a good job. Because a lot of people look at us, society, women, everybody look at us like that's what you're supposed to be doing. And that's when it started affecting some mental health. So back to adversity. Now, another thing I want to talk about with adversity, it really don't even have to be dealing with what you got going on. It could be just the stuff in the world that you've seen, killings and people hurting innocent kids and just all kind of stuff that's going on in this crazy world right now. But you have to stay prayed up. And that's why I built the consistency of waking up every morning praying for others. And I believe in my whole heart, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to pray out loud. Well, God knows my intentions. He know they are pure. And that's what he wants you to do. That's how other people discover about Jesus. So we don't tell them how else they going to learn. They just not going to pick it up. You have to be brave. You can't live in fear. Whatever you want to do, never give up. I don't care what nobody tell you. Don't give up on it. That's because that's part of your purpose. And it's for you to figure it out, how to utilize it and learn that skill to, you know, put it out there. Another thing about adversity is you can't really dwell on it because, like I said, it ain't going to come back. You just got to feel it and keep moving on and know that life is short. Some people gonna leave you. Some people gonna support you. Some people ain't gonna like you. Some people gonna hate you. But you have to manage to understand. You be with you every day. Nobody can live for you. So once you get a better grip on that and deal with adversity, you should be all right. But most important, number one thing, keep God first. No, life is difficult, but when it gets hard, you go harder. You hustle, you grind it out, but most important, you got to feel it. And don't let nobody tell you, oh man up, or girl, don't be like that. Feel it, embrace it, and accept it. Once you accept it, it comes, you're going to be looking for that pain. Like, where is that? I don't feel that hurt no more. Because God's going to heal you. He's going to take care of you. And most important, you're going to learn a valuable lesson from anything that you're going through in life. But this is the end of this episode of Life Experience Convos with T. I hope y'all really enjoy this video. It's going to get better with time. Like I said, at the end of the day, we all struggle with adversity. But I hope these key tips and points and me sharing some personal stories with y'all know y'all felt the vibe, and like I said, I hope y'all resonated with this. I would say a prayer, but you know how some people are because I got this on my head. But we getting better with time, so peace and blessings, and I hope y'all get through your adversity. That's my time. Much love from T. Howard.